Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Today is Thursday. How has your day been today? Oh, goodness. I know y'all probably say, nah, he be over. How has your day been today? Um, it is said Larry J, and I'm your host, Larry J. And we have a little few topics to talk about today. And I'm really excited. One of these topics was actually brought to my attention while I was on my live Tuesday. And now I just have jumped right in. I'm so sorry. Where's my manners? Come on in. Have a seat. Make yourself at home. You do what you do, and yep, you do what you do, and make yourself at home. Make sure you got your dinner and everything together. And I wonder, should I play this out live? I wonder, should I play this out live? I'm gonna see what it says. I spoke at a community meeting. I wonder, should I play it?
With all this that we discussed could have been discussed when the resolution is on the table. That was my assumption. And even read where I realized that there's some things going on. The reason I did not communicate with you since
y'all probably like, what is he doing? He's sitting up there because I didn't
already settled. Bring it up again in another conversation.
Make yourself at home while I'm actually doing this. Have a seat.
Sorry? What?
There was a board member that was just swearing and giving the middle finger to everybody on the screen.
I don't want an additional conversation.
We have a board member that's giving people the middle finger.
Sorry?
Let me jump right into this.
There was a board member that was just swearing and giving the middle finger to
Let me stop this before I get carried away. Okay, let me not get ahead of myself. Okay, now just to let you all know, now I did not see this video that had came about the second topic that I was in. So as I was actually scrolling through it, like this video here, I'm so sorry, y'all people. But let's jump right in. Hopefully you comfortable, and I hope you had a great day. I did as well. We're gonna jump right in it. The first topic that was given to me was, and at the same time, I'm going to talk about this, what happened at the TeXaS restaurant with the twerking, but I'm going to also put my opinion and give some business perspective on when you are operating a business, for those of you that are business owners as well. So what went down as I read the article, some people came in, and I'm just going to summarize it. Some people came in, I guess some music was playing, and so they went to twerking. So the business owner, and I did look at the clip, the business owner said this is not and I'm paraphrasing, this is not the type of environment that I actually set up. I mean, I built it, for our people, for you to come in and have a place to actually go. And I want to do something good and have somewhere good in the community. Again, I'm summarizing, I'm, paraphrasing. But then he also uttered, and if you don't like it, you can get the F-bomb out my restaurant. So people were picking this article up, and I was like, and see, when I got the article, I didn't get the article, but a friend of mine mentioned to me about talking about the TeXaS twerking, and I'm like, the TeXaS twerking? Like, who twerking in Texas? Twerking. So there appears someone was actually listening to music, or they were listening to music, or the music were playing, and they just got up and went twerking, and the owner was not having that. Now, with that being said, now when you hear the owner's tone, he felt some type of way. Well, this is not the type of establishment that I'm doing. If you don't like it, get the F out. F bomb, F bomb, F bomb. Now, it was quiet in the restaurant. But at the same time, now, as a business owner, you have to be mindful, even though you setting the tone and the expectations, there could be a better way of handling it. Now, however, that's his business. He run his business how he wants to. It's his business. So in running his business, that's what he decided to tell them. Just get the F out if you don't like what I'm saying. But you want to be mindful of that, especially as a business owner. You want the people to keep coming back, and more than likely those people will keep coming back. And from the business owner perspective, I kind of got what he was saying, because, sometimes we as Black people, we feel that because it's our brothering or our sister, that we feel that we can go in their establishment and act any old type of way. Going to the clubs, going to any type of business establishment. I mean, we treat our business establishments some type of way. We don't actually upkeep them like we should. And then when someone do try to bring something to help better the value in people and in the environment, then we want to twerk, twerk, twerk that thing, girl. Twerk, twerk, twerk. But when we go to other establishments that are in different diverse groups and different skin pigmentations, we actually act a little bit different. And I will give an example. When I worked in certain places, or should I say in certain retail opportunities in hood, well, people would come in, they would act ignorant. But then I would see them in the same portion of town, or should I say the northern part of town, and they got etiquette. They know how to enunciate words and say them out properly. They come in our establishment and they want to cut the food. I've been sitting here 5 minutes. You mean to tell me I got to sit here? Where's the manager? Okay, then they go on the other side of town. They say, "One moment, please. Someone will be right with you." And there's, oh yes, okay. And they will sit there 30 minutes and they have so much patience. And I'm saying to myself, now, when you came in our establishment, whoever this is, when you came in our establishment, you acted like a fool. But now that you are on the northern side of town, you have etiquette skills. You know how to enunciate your wordings. I don't understand. But you know why? Because, see, on the northern part of town, you even look like you going to buck wrong that will hit that button and have police right side and will football tackle you and take you out of there with no hesitation. But working in the hood, take police come. Oh, nobody don't want to call the police because they're just how Shasina act. That's she come in here. No, that's what you let her get away with. Because when I seen Jacina on the northern part of town, I didn't recognize her. I thought she had a college degree or 5. So it's about what we let people get away with. And that's why we have to be mindful. And as a business owner, yeah, you want to be mindful. Like telling the people get the F out your restaurant. I mean, that's you, but if you setting this certain expectations, you want to make that known. Like you may want to change the music, or you may not want to have twerking music that will be playing in your environment that's going to cause people butts to want to uplift them out the seat and cause them to, just whirl and round all over the place. You may want to change the music. Just some thoughts and feedbacks. And And speaking of what you say, this brings me into our next topic, which was so hilarious with me. This was about someone that one of my favorite topics about the educational world. And it was about the school system, about Mrs. Woods. And I think I'm going to read this article because it's funny. So, this article in Buffalo, New York. School board member video merges showing her finishing the contents of her glass of wine before flipping the middle finger. Before flipping, what in the world? I know this thing is not, it's say, before flipping the middle finger, please wait. I hope this thing, before flipping the middle finger and cursing others out during the Zoom meeting. Let me start right there. I go over this. I've went over this before about these Zoom meetings. See, virtual learning. This wasn't even virtual learning. She was a board member. Because of this pandemic, again, the beast is coming out of most of the people. Because you didn't see the beast was in you, but you didn't deal with issues that was in you. You didn't listen to the Lord when he was telling you that you an angry black woman or an angry man or an angry white woman. You didn't listen to them. So now this pandemic, because you shut up in the house and you want to go out and these people making you mad, you're just coming out with all types of stuff. At least 2 Buffalo school members, several local residents demanding an explanation why Blank Woods would appear to curse and make the hand gestures last Wednesday on online video meeting. She did that. They're asking for her to apologize. Now, what did she do is the question, because I'm going to just scroll on down, skip on down. She said media focus over the 7-second incident is taken away from important problems. Later, Woods issued a formal apology Saturday evening. She said media focus on the 7-second incident is taking away from important problems within the educational system. A critic echoed by many, echoed by many Buffalo parents and residents. During the meeting can be seen calling out, and this is what Mrs. Wood said. And I'm gonna get to, and I'm gonna add my comments on why Mrs. Wood probably did this too. Mrs. Woods can be seen mouthing the words, "Shut the F up, B, shut the F up." Pushing her middle finger against the camera. And someone keeps saying, and that's what I was doing at the beginning, which I shouldn't have been doing, but this is my life. I tend to pop off and do things. And so that's what I was doing, because it was a board member. He was like, another board member said, we have a board member that's giving the middle finger. We have a board member. Now I'm going to comment. What it is, this lady's sick and tired of this junk that y'all doing. And y'all was probably talking about some crap, because that's what, and see, that's why a lot of the people in the education system, that's why, especially the teachers, that's why they're being so excited to retire. Like one teacher, she was supposed to retire this year, but because of how everything was going with all the requirements that they wanted the teacher to do, she heard up, and since she was supposed to retire this year and she had enough time to retire without doing this year, she went ahead and retired. Why? Because these people, and this is why Mrs. Wood was telling y'all to shut the F up. I mean, I'm not condoning what she said, and this is why she was drinking her glass of wine, because she was sick of that. That's how some of the educators and the people in the education department feel, because you got the superintendent up there, and I'm gonna show my business perspective on it. Okay. You have a retail store and you have associates in those stores. You have leads, and you have a manager of that store. And you have an area director or a market manager that is managing collectively probably 10 stores within that area. And I'll say for the Atlanta area, you may have a market manager that is managing 12 stores in the Cobb area or the Decatur, DeKalb area or the Clayton area. Well, let's say this market lead, and stay with me now, stay with me. Let's say this market manager does not get in the trenches with his subordinate, which is a manager that he placed over a store. He don't know what's going on. He's going by numbers. So when that manager is actually communicating to that market manager, he don't fathom the picture because since he don't have his hands in the trenches, or he didn't work his way from the ground up, he don't know how to have, or she don't know how to have any sympathy or empathize or understanding when it comes to the demographics that manager could be actually doing. And why, and the people that may be coming in there. So the market, and see, that's what goes on in the school system. Because if sometimes you may have a superintendent that may have started from as a teacher, assistant principal, and got in superintendent role and all of those roles. And sometimes based upon who they friends, they might have started off as a something else and then went in the principal role, but they never got their hands in the trenches. So they don't understand or can't get with some of the stuff that the teachers be going through. So when they get in the superintendent role, all they care about is the numbers. How many students we got in. Because let's just put it on out there. It is not the importance of, oh, no child is left behind. Really, they don't be caring about no child left behind. They care about how many students are in the school, because however many students are in the school is a dollar. It's a business factor. Oh, how do you know that? Well, I did research. And by me having a business background, how do you know that? Okay. Why do you think they're pushing so hard for the students? One of the reasons. Why do you think they're pushing so hard to get the students back in the classroom? Because you're getting federal money. You don't need federal. Why is the federal government going to be giving you money if you don't have no students in school? There's a cut of costs. What you need money for? Yeah, what you need money for? Because if you're doing virtual learning, okay, that's at the parent's house, the parent's computer, the parent's electricity. The teacher's house, the teacher computer, the teacher's electricity. You don't need no money. You don't need that much money for that. So funding get cut. So forget there's a pandemic. Need all the students to come back to school. And we want to do it in such a clever way because really what when it comes to the child education, we are really concerned about, the virtual learning, and that child needs, that one-on-one and face-to-face time. I shouldn't be saying this, but really you don't care about that child need fights, because if you know most of these students, they ain't gonna want to wear no mask. They're not. So safety isn't a precaution. Now going back to the superintendent, whoever he or she may be determines on, do they get themselves in the trenches? Are they one of those people that will stand up and say, well, okay, my schools, we're not having our students come back, or we're going to give the parents the options because this pandemic is going around, and we want our students to be safe. But if you playing a political card and you just trying to keep your job, you ain't sitting behind them students or the teachers neither. Like how he just get up there and he just say stuff like that. Because I pay very close attention. And again, I'll be in and out the school system. I pay very close attention to how decisions are made. Okay, it's important that the student get a good education. Is it really? I think that'll be another topic. But we're gonna say on Mrs. Wood. That's why Mrs. Wood told these people, because Mrs. Woods, from the sound of it, Mrs. Woods is tired of some of y'all with this bull crap. She was like, these we shouldn't be talking about these little minute issues here. We got other things to talk about. Let's talk about something that's concerning to the people. I'm just giving my opinion what Mrs. Woods probably was saying. That's why she gave them folks the middle finger and didn't care. It was so funny. So I say that to say, you have to be mindful. You have to be mindful. And that's why it is very critical. And this is what causes these people to pop off. Because they get to a place, they get to a point to where they just sick and tired of it, and they just lash out. Like Miss Woods was like, I don't care. I'm gonna have my glass of wine, I don't care. Just drinking. And what made it so bad, she was sipping it in front of the Zoom. She didn't know, either she didn't know that Zoom was on or she didn't care. Because from the looks of it, maybe she didn't know it was on. Some say she didn't know it was on. She might have thought she cut it off, or she didn't care, one or the other. Because some people don't be caring when a person get to where they a volcano and they about to explode. They don't be caring about. They want you to see them until the after effects hit, and then they snap out. Oh, I did that on camera. What was I thinking? You thinking exactly what you wanted to come out, and it came out. That's what you were thinking, and it just came out. The abundance of the heart speaketh and act out of the mouth. So on that note, again, I thought it was a wonderful topic to talk about today. And I'm in probably next week. Yes, I'm aware tomorrow is Fun Day Friday, but next week I'll probably be going over some interview tools and strategies on how you execute interviews. Or I may start about the budget plan. Because again, we winding down the rest of this year. So we need to be strategizing and positioning ourselves and how and where we see ourselves in the future. So keep that in mind as well. But until next time, until tomorrow, you enjoy your wonderful Thursday night, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this, what little bit of information that I provided for you, and the insightfulness that I applied as well. So I hope you enjoyed this live. Make sure you click the like button, the share button. Make sure you subscribed if you have not, and hit that little bell so you get notified when I go live. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you tomorrow night. Have a great night. Bye.